All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic we're going to talk about a screenshot or a comment that I got actually sent about end of month or Tesla deals. And it looks like one of you out there, one of you that watched the channel, got a pretty slick deal that included option credit. We'll talk about what that means, a 10,000 supercharging miles, and it was not on a Model S or X, but it was actually on a Model Y. So I want to talk about it. I want to highlight it out there because I want to make sure everybody knows all the different tips and tricks out there on how to get the best deal on the Tesla, and of course also at the best financing rate. So shout out to the user, or shout out to the person that posted the comment. So we'll talk about it. But before we get into any of that and all the different topics, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link, where you can get the best buying guide for buying a Tesla to get the best deal and also really good financing rates. Definitely check it out. Patreon link down in the description. And shout out to my latest Patreon member, Dilip. Thanks for joining. Thanks for supporting, and let us get into this. So if you don't know, right now there is a $7,500 federal tax credit on the Model 3 and Model Y, and this essentially goes all the way into about April 18th, especially for the Model 3 standard range. And so you can see it right here at the top of the banner. You see it says $7,500 federal tax credit is anticipated to be reduced on April 18th. If you go to the Model Y side, it seems like it's going to continue to get the $7,500 federal tax credit after the 18th. So really we can be pretty safe with that. Like, if you are worried about it disappearing for the Model Y, I wouldn't cancel your order just yet. But as we promote on the channel, we talk a lot about how Tesla, like most sales organizations, work in quarterly sales fashion. We're waiting for Q1 delivery numbers right now, and that's going to give us some insight on how Tesla actually did in terms of sales and production. And it was a little quiet, right? There wasn't too many deals being promoted or promotions being promoted by the end of March or end of the first quarter. But we do know what usually happens. Tesla could throw out free supercharging miles like they did for the Model S and the Model X. They could do option credits, which I'll talk about what that actually means in a little bit. But the first place, if you are looking for a deal on any Tesla, any brand new Tesla, you can go to waitingfortesla.com. You can see I've already sorted it down to demo discounted inventory, and there's still, to this day, there is still a handful or a good amount of demo status Tesla Model Y, Tesla Model 3s out there that are brand new. You would still be the first owner. These all qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit and everything else. Like if you got state incentives, the $2,000 CVRP rebate as well. We can take a look here on the Model 3 side, and there's some pretty interesting deals here, right? $2,200. I think earlier I was on here and I saw a $3,500 discounted Tesla Model 3 wheel drive as well. So the deals are definitely there if you are interested in. So let us jump into it. I'll show you exactly what I saw. And here it is. So this was a comment. Shout out to John Toda. Take it for whatever it's worth. But this is in line because I see a lot of these different types of deals at the end of the month, end of the quarter. So I believe it. So here's the quote. So I ordered my Model Y long range in January for $52,990. Tesla said maybe April delivery, even though the app said March 28th to 31st. There was 2 Model Y Performance in inventory. Quote, I had them price it out for me and ended up being too expensive. I did not want to pay for the premium options. Quote, I was able to negotiate getting Model Y Performance for January's price, $56,990, which was the lowest price a Model Y Performance has ever been. Quote, they did a price deviation and I did not have to pay for the $1,500 for the color black. And Tesla threw in 10,000 miles of supercharger credits if I took delivery by March 30th or the 31st. Yes, 10,000 miles. And so now they have a black Tesla Model Y Performance with 3 miles on it for 56,600 took delivered today. So there's a lot of things to unpack here in this quote here, in this comment, because there's essentially 3 deals or 3 hacks that John mentioned that Tesla was able to hook them up with. And so this is what usually happens. I've seen this a lot in the past. And what happens here is if you have a Tesla order that has not been delivered yet, that's when you can use that as leverage for Tesla to try and give you a sweeter deal so that they can hit their sales number by the end of the month and end of the quarter. So the first thing I saw here was that he's got a Model Y, or they have I'm assuming it's John, right? They have a Model Y long range. They weren't able to take delivery. So he feathered out the idea to the Tesla reps, hey, like what if I got a Model Y Performance? Could you get me a deal? And so they found him a couple Model Y Performances that they were interested in selling to him. They first did a price deviation back to the old price, which is $2,000 less, down to $56,990. So that's like a refreshing of an old price. So that's like essentially a tip. That's the first tip. The second tip is they waived the cost, which is called a option credit. They waived the cost of the color of the black paint. So that's $1,500 waived. I've seen that 100% happen before in the past. I've seen that with induction rims. I've seen that with interior credit. And now there is essentially they're doing that for the color black as well, $1,500. That's the second hack here. And the third tip / hack is they also threw in 10,000 supercharger credits if he took delivery by March 30th and the 31st. So that's 3 different things that John was able to secure and get done so that Tesla could deliver his vehicle before the end of the month. So definitely a very extreme deal. At the end of the day, of course, this is just a comment on YouTube, so take it for whatever it's worth, but I certainly believe it because Tesla gets very crafty near the end of the month. We definitely saw it on the Model Ys. We saw $2,000 discounts across the board, especially on some of them that were the Model Y Performance. So I could easily see this happening at the end of the month, especially if they're trying to, like if that specific location needs that extra sale to hit whatever number, like that manager is willing to do whatever, then I could easily have seen this happening. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. You know, if you of course, this is probably not going to be replicable like right now. You do have to wait to the end of the month and also maybe even the end of the quarter, which could be a little bit ways out. But I guess my point of this and the reason why I'm making this stream or video is it doesn't hurt to ask, right? You never know what could happen. You know, definitely float it out there. See if the Tesla reps want to entice you on taking delivery ASAP, and don't be scared to like drop by your local Tesla center as well. To see if they'd be interested in securing you a vehicle, getting you to take delivery ASAP or even earlier, because we all know kind of what is going on right now. We've got the pending or looming tax credit that essentially is going until April 18th on the Model 3 standard range, but we still really don't have any clarity on the Model 3 or the Model Y on what vehicles actually will qualify. And so this is probably the best resource if you want a live look on which vehicles will qualify and which ones will. This is fueleconomy.gov, their vehicle section. And you can actually sort it down to Tesla and see this is supposed to be updated as soon as a vehicle is not eligible or even eligible. So you can see right now, Model 3 and Model Y, all variants and all versions qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit when you buy your vehicle and file for your taxes next year. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. We're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me. We can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources and credit unions and banks that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. And as an added bonus and benefit, I respond to all DMs or direct messages to my Patreon members in the Patreon app. So you can ask me live any questions that you have about buying your Tesla. Sir Zodiac coming in with the hot knowledge, was offered a discount, or it was offered a different configuration, lower price with 2,000 superchargers if I had taken delivery before April 1st. And if I said I was willing to go to Austin, Houstonian said thanks, but I will wait. Nice. Okay, so that's an interesting one. So 2,000 supercharger miles, that's not really valued at a lot, right? Maybe like $100. So that wouldn't even outweigh your cost to go to Austin from Houston, I feel like, or using supercharger miles. So they should have offered you way more than that, in my opinion. You probably would have broken even if you factor in like time costs, supercharging costs, and all that stuff. But thanks for coming in, Sir Zodiac. In this next topic, it looks like Tesla has released a new charger, but in this other market. It's, of course, the Tesla Cybervault. And so we'll talk about what we know so far about it. It looks pretty badass and looks really nice. So this might be that rumored cheaper Tesla charger that was rumored a while ago. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best United Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you are interested. And so let us take a look at this. Shout out to Tesla North. Tesla reveals Cybertruck inspired home charger in China. I definitely thought this was a April Fool's Day joke. There's a lot of April Fool's jokes going around right now on Twitter and everywhere. So you gotta be safe, right? You gotta be careful of what is actually being posted today. So after teasing a Cybervault unveiling on April 3rd, Tesla has taken a wraps off what appears to be a Cybertruck themed home charger. I hope this is a lot cheaper than what their usual one, because that was the rumor, right? So you can see right here in the picture, you can see it's like a very boxy, rigid type of charger, I guess. And here's another picture where we see the port on the side, and I guess it's just wall mounted here right now. But it'd be really cool if this was like some sort of battery pack as well, or had some sort of capabilities like LFP battery inside, like a small one like this. But we've got another post here from Matthew O'Donegan Ryan. Let's speculate on the Cybervault Vex mini Powerwall. That would be super sick. Like, what if it had like a 1 kilowatt battery in there for, I don't know what it'd be good for, but like, what if it did, right? Or like a 3 kilowatt battery, inverter, that'd be cool. And vehicle to the grid, like if you could do bi-directional charging, because Elon and the team, that's, they said that bi-directional charging will be out soon, right, in the next 2 years. And so that would be a very interesting feature, because there's a lot of talk right now of Tesla Powerwalls and adding that to solar systems. But the thing there is, because we've been researching this, the cost of one Powerwall is basically the cost of like a fully built out solar system. So like battery cost is definitely on the high side. And so using your car with bi-directional charging, it would make the most sense, because if you didn't know, a Tesla Powerwall is like 13 kilowatts in terms of like size or storage of the battery, and one Tesla vehicle, like a Tesla Model Y, is like 71 kilowatts. So you can see kind of the ratios there on what could make sense or couldn't make sense. Like, I would rather have my car be a battery, I guess, but then gotta be careful not to deplete it, right? Because then you'd be stuck. But definitely some pretty cool stuff coming out of Tesla China. I mean, of course, we've seen this a lot. Things get released, or promotions get released first in China and then get pulled to the US after. So this, if it does have an LFP battery on it, that would be pretty sick. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description. You can, if you want to support the channel, so definitely check it out. Water break. Nissan GTR, love it. Did you see the new EV GTR that got like teased, I guess? Just got my Model Y last week. A couple of the issues, but Tesla was able to fix them. Also, Tesla gave us $7,000 for my wife's Fiat, $2K more than CarMax. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing lately, that Tesla trade-in department is stepping up and offering more than the competitors to try and buy vehicles. So I'm wondering what happened there. I'd love to get some more insight, because you're at least like the third person that I've heard that has talked about how Tesla has given more value than other places like CarMax and things like that. So definitely pretty interesting coming up. But in this next topic, as you might have seen already, or in case you missed it, the Tesla Cybertruck crashed into a wall. So we're going to talk about, there's a couple of things that has been spotted from that, as well as a bunch of other Cybertruck spottings to add to all of this Cybertruck craze. So we're going to take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So let us take a look at this. This was posted on the official Tesla Twitter today, and of course, of all days, it's posted on like April Fools, right? So it's like, what are they trying to say here? Like that it's a, you know, it's supposed to crash, but it's not going to crash because it's a Cybertruck or whatever. But it's a full like 37-second long clip that just keeps looping over and over again, trolling you back and forth because it's like almost about to hit it, but then it doesn't. And you're like thinking, are they just going to show it afterwards? You see people react, like saying that it actually is going to hit, but it would be pretty interesting, right? Like something, that vehicle that's supposed to be what, cold stainless rolled steel hitting into something else, like how much will it actually get damaged? Or if this does go onto the road and hit a bunch of other things, like is it going to cause a lot of damage at the end of the day? So of course, Tesla will probably release this video at some point. I know a lot of people are probably anticipating from it, but there was a lot of other Cybertruck spottings that got released today as well. So you can see here is a roof mounted one, or a drone shot again. You can see hardware mounting points on the inside of the beds and top of the sides of the bed. So you can see right here, there's 4 mounting points and another 2 right here. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. And here's another one, like a Cybertruck spotted again at the Fremont test track from Sawyer Merritt. This build looks close to production quality from afar. And so we're getting close. I mean, it's already April now, if you can believe it. Cybertruck is supposed to be slated to what, June of this year, maybe even summer of this year. So it definitely gets pretty exciting. That's for sure as we get, as we get closer and closer to the release. This one, I mean, I'm starting to get excited. That is 100% for sure. And then another thing that Double Cap Crimpin from Twitter pointed or noticed is, if in this video you can see that it rolls over kind of like a mirrored or camera finish, and you can see like all the different strut arms and bars all along the bottom. And this is this something, what is this actually? Oh, is this like the thing that rotates or pulls the car forward through the test track so it doesn't have to drive into it? Okay, so I was wondering what this red bars were. So if that's what it is, then that would make sense. I thought it would be like some cool like control arm, red control arm that they added to all of this on top of like some like secret features or secret goodies coming out for the Cybertruck. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. If you let me know what your thoughts on it, you know, I certainly feel like it'd be really cool to get a Cybertruck this year, at least like 5,000 units release, and also like I would say if it comes out at a lower price point than under $80,000, that would be pretty sick, especially now that the Ford F-150 Lightning is started to raise the price to up to $60,000. So Cybertruck for $79,990, I'm in for it. That's for sure. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description is the Patreon link, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Pretty cool stuff though. If you're just joining in, we talked about a end of month option credit / supercharger miles / I don't even know, like old retro price. Looks like John Tota was able to get a pretty slick deal on a Model Y Performance before the end of the month, and this happened. So if you are waiting, you know, it doesn't hurt to try and wait till the end of the month or end of the quarter and try and get a slick deal. You can see right here, he was able to get a Model Y Performance for the older price, $2,000 less. He didn't have to pay $1,500 for the color black paint. And on top of that, Tesla threw in 10,000 supercharger miles if he took delivery by the 30th or the 31st. So definitely some pretty cool stuff. And if you don't know, I respond to all comments in the chat or even in the video comments. So that's where I saw it. And so thank you, John, for posting this, the experience that you had, and so we can share it with everybody else. But I mean, this happens. This always happens at the end of the quarter, especially, maybe not the end of the month, but end of the quarter is where the deals are made. And that's 100% when I always try and wait to buy a Tesla, if possible. If you need a car, then at the end of the day, you need a car. So we're going to jump into our next topic, and this is a little bit more of a app hack. I found this on Facebook, and of course, I'm going to share it with y'all. And this is basically on your Tesla app. If you don't know, there's 4 icons at the top that you have shortcuts right underneath the car, but there's actually a way to add a 5th icon to it. I didn't realize that you can actually do that, and so once I saw it on Facebook, I realized I had to share it. So of course I'll shout out to the user that actually posted it out and showed it to everybody here, but we'll definitely take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking. It's like Tesla talk, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so shout out to DRP007. So if you want to watch this full video, go check out their video on their channel, but I'll play it really quickly. So this is what I'm talking about. There's 4 icons on your Tesla app underneath their car, and of course you can set them, right? But they actually figure out if you drag another icon and get really close to the side right here, you might have to take off your phone case. I had to take off my phone case. It can actually add another icon to the top. See right there, he took one from the middle right here, dragged to the side, and then it opened up another slot for the middle area. I thought this was an April Fool's joke initially, or even a troll. But 100% you can do it. I tried it. I have now 5 icons on my Tesla app, and it 100% works. So I definitely want to make this as a quick PSA. If you missed that, we can play it one more time. But pretty cool stuff. Like basically you can't pull an app from the bottom. You have to pull one from up here and then drag it to the side. Make sure you take off your case. And then that adds another slot so that you can put another icon onto the top. So of course, my top 5 icons are lock, AC, the charge point, trunk, and open all doors because it's a Model X. But I'm sure you can have a lot of fun with this and add whatever the top icons that you want to use to the top. But definitely like a quick tip, and probably one of the most useful tips that you'll ever find to add to your Tesla app. So let me know what your thoughts on that. But we're going to jump into that's it really, I guess. But thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Check out the links below on the channel if you want to support the channel. Check out our Tesla part accessories if you want to get a discount on Tamai. Good interior stuff, Jawa, good phone mount, Tesla, good entry floor mat, MAGBAK premium phone mount, and then of course 3D Mats USA, a very premium floor mat at the end of the day as well. But all of them are linked down below in the description, as well as much more, including the Patreon link if you want to support the channel and schedule a call with me, or get my Tesla buying guide, which has the best credit union and financing rate, so you can do better than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the like if you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.